Hello, carnivore followers. I wanted to put together a quick little video. Since I posted my last Facebook post, the previous one that showed the before the Christmas of 23 and August of 24, I got a lot of comments on that one. And I started to get a lot of questions from people. So I thought it'd be cool to maybe put together a little quick video on answering some of those questions so that everyone else can kind of benefit from it. So right off the gate, probably 5, 6, maybe 7 folks contacted me or just messaged me to say that they were interested in this diet. That's cool. I appreciate that. I go through my post and I'll say carnivore journey day, whatever, and post that I lost a pound and that my new total is this. And then usually something about carbs are bad, sugar's bad, and that kind of thing. But not until I put up a picture of me wearing the same shirt in December and wearing it now to truly see the contrast and what I mean when I say what it really looks like when you've lost 56 pounds. How different you truly do appear. Where you actually carry your weight, you see it in that sense. I was asked, is there a book? I don't follow a book, but if you kind of need a book to help kind of guide you, Dr. Sean Baker, he wrote the book called The Carnivore Diet. I would highly recommend that if you just need some information to kind of go off of. Another book that I would strongly recommend you read or use an audiobook, whichever way you can get the information to your head. Dr. Ken Berry wrote a book called Lies My Doctor Told Me. And if you really want to get to the backbone of why it's important to not avoid eating cholesterol and fats, this book will help you understand why and how the food industry has manipulated medical schools, manipulated the data that you get on what's healthy and not healthy, what's good to eat and what's not good to eat. It'll really help you with that. Got this question, do I pay anybody for this? I pay Costco for meat, and I pay Sam's Club for meat. There's not a lot of true, actual, hard programs for this because the doctors who know that this works are shunned in the medical community. So it's really by word of mouth or knowing someone who has done this diet or changed the way they're eating to this way to know that the results are true. If you go back to some of my previous videos, I've published my blood work as I was about 3 to 4 months into this diet. I really should have done blood work before I started, but I really didn't know I was starting until I started, if that makes any sense. When I started doing it, I was doing it. So I didn't really think about blood work at the moment. I just needed to change the way I was eating. So how did I get started? This one is, I'd say February. I'll go back to my origin story. February, I got on the scale and I was 250 pounds. I'm 5'6". I've felt the worst I had in my life. I'd never weighed that much in my life. That was the heaviest I've ever been. I was miserable. I had no energy. I was in rough shape. And I made a decision that I was gonna find something to do to change. A couple years ago, I tried to do yoga, but it didn't change my diet. So it was a worthless effort. because diet drives your weight loss 90%. Exercise is maybe 10%, my opinion. I'm not a doctor, so I'm just showing you and telling you what I think and feel. So I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I started looking at different diets. I think keto came up, low carb stuff came up. But what I actually started doing was I knew potatoes, pasta, rice, I knew those things were not beneficial to me. And those are the things I was mainly eating. So I decided at first to cut back on the portions of potatoes, rice, and pasta I was putting on my plate. And eventually worked it down to none. But generally a standard dinner in our household was chicken breast with green beans or broccoli and either potatoes, rice, or pasta and a sauce. So we were kind of in that routine. It was either that or pork chops with the same beans or broccoli and rice, potatoes, pasta. So once I came to that point where I was going to start cutting those things out, I was just eating the chicken breast with more portions of green beans or more portions of broccoli. I was okay. I really wasn't losing much. Then I got sick, and in the sickness, I lost my appetite. And in that window, I lost about 6 or 7 pounds just from the illness working its way through me. But then I decided to just go to meat and vegetables, and instead of taking leftover packages of like the heavy dinners that we were eating, the pastas and the potatoes, my wife started making me little bags of carrots, broccoli, raw cauliflower, and nuts and different things like that, berries. I would take those things to work and eat them throughout the day, as opposed to eating a heavy lunch, which was a heavy dinner the night before. And I did that for about a week or two. And then I found the videos on the carnivore diet. Again, I'll say Dr. Ken Berry, he has a wealth of information on his YouTube channel. Highly recommend you seek him out, and he has a whole category of Carnivore 101, what to do, what to expect, shortfalls, things you may be doing wrong when you start if you don't see results, a whole bunch of things, wealth of knowledge to go off of. So I found that, and then that following week I decided to go just meat. And I didn't really have the keto flu like you'll hear about. If you go from eating standard American diet straight up to just eating meat, your body will go through horrible withdrawal, because a lot of the carbohydrates we're eating, the boxed food, a lot of those things, they have very addictive qualities in them, ingredients in them. Sugar, very addictive. So when I was going through this process, I cut out one of my mainstays, sweet tea. I stopped sweet tea. I pretty much stopped soda, but I stopped sweet tea. I did have the caffeine headache, that headache from not getting the amount of sugar I was used to getting. I didn't really have the stomach issues much when I started. What I did note is to be fully transparent, when you go from a carb-heavy diet, you poop a lot. You poop a lot. And what happens is when you deplete your body of carbs and those processed items, you're not constipated, you just don't poop as much. So I've been asked questions on, do I take fiber? Do I take multivitamins or anything like that? I don't need fiber because I don't have garbage in my body that needs to be pushed out with fiber. I haven't had fiber in almost 6 months. I poop every day or two, maybe every couple of days, because what you're pooping is waste, the things your body could not process. When you go to a meat-based diet, your body will absorb and use every bit of that meat before it even hits your large intestine or small, whichever the last one. Your body will absorb it and you won't have anything to poop because your body's actually using it. So get over the phobias of needing fiber, get over those worries. The hardest part if you're going from eating a regular standard American diet to carnivore is the withdrawal from carbs and sugar. And once you get through that week, you'll start to realize you don't need it. You'll start to feel your energy raise. You'll start to feel better emotionally, mentally. You will feel, I can't explain it any other way, but you will feel better. When I started, I had severe knee pains. I could barely go up and down the stairs. Severe arthritis in my shoulder. I'd have to help my arm with my other arm to get it moving in the mornings because it was so bad. A month into carnivore, I was walking down the steps and realized that I was trotting down the steps. And when I got to the bottom, I realized that my knees didn't hurt. I didn't have knee pain. It was probably a couple weeks after that, I woke up one morning and my shoulder was not killing me first thing in the morning. I actually was able to push myself up out of bed, and then I realized that my shoulder pain was going away. I have no other explanation for it. I got rid of the things in my diet that were inflammatory, that were causing me pain. It wasn't meat that was causing the pain, it was the other things around it that was causing me pain. I don't have that pain. I would be so out of breath trying to cut my yard that I would have to cut it in small sections and then take a 20-minute break and drink water and sit in front of a fan. A couple days ago, I cut my entire yard in an hour and a half. And I got done and I was just amazed that I wasn't dead, that I still had energy, that I wasn't keeled over. There's no other explanation. You have to experience this to know what it is. So yeah, after those first couple weeks, I found YouTube channels of other carnivores who show you different things to eat for the carnivore diet. I found that I love flank ribs. That's an easy thing to make. It's flavorful and I can eat it. I can cook it pretty quickly and eat it. I made I saw from other carnivore channels how to make bacon cheeseburger meatballs. I found quick and easy fixes for ground beef with eggs that you can season to taste. I found making pork bites, taking pork loin and cutting it up into chunks and cooking it in the air fryer, and it's juicy and it tastes great. There is plenty of variety, even though it's an only meat diet. There's plenty of variety within the types of meats that you can get and prepare and enjoy. I have become a master at making my steaks medium rare, using a meat thermometer and reverse searing them. I've tried so many different types of steaks now that I never thought of before. Tri-tip, I love tri-tip. That's an easy one to cook. Same as meat thermometer, 140, reverse sear, slice it up and eat it. The Denver steaks, had never even heard of those 6 months ago. Ate them, love them. Regular sirloins, New York strips. I now have experienced so many new types of steak that I would not have even thought of on my original, the way I was eating before. Got a question. Also, only meat and vegetables? Well, technically it's only meat. Being that this is an elimination diet, what happens is you take away everything except meat, and you give it about a month of just eating meat. then you can introduce things back into your diet to see how they affect you, to see if they cause you inflammation. Like you wake up the next day and it is your body, you will be surprised how intuitive your body is. You eat something and the next day you will feel an old ache or an old pain and you'll say, whoa, what did I do different? Okay, well I ate that vegetable and now all of a sudden I'm feeling off. Your body is that intuitive that it can tell you those things are not good for you. Your body doesn't like it. In the beginning of this diet, if you do decide to take this journey yourself, again, I'll reference Dr. Ken Berry has a beginner's guide. If you message me and ask me how to get started, I'm gonna send you that. He, in a nutshell, has all the notes, all the things to expect, how to go into it, what the keto flu is gonna feel like. He'll cover all those things in his videos. Also, if you're considering this, please share. Please share it to your social media. I want to see it. I want to see your progress. I want to say I'm so proud of my daughter. She herself she's a LPN, and when 5 months ago, when I said I'm going to start this diet, she was diehard against this type of diet, against what it could do to me. They were really concerned at the beginning. I also have 2 daughters that are medical assistants, and pretty much was told from all of them that, this is not normal, you shouldn't do this, you're gonna give yourself a heart attack from all the meat. I'm not even 6 months into this. I've lost 56 pounds. And my oldest daughter, she has started her own carnivore journey. I think she's down, I don't want to lie, I think she's down 17 pounds and 8 inches. And I couldn't be more proud. She's taken charge of her health. And that's all we can ask. So in conclusion, I just want to say, I'm not done. I don't know when my body will finally plateau. I'm at 194 right now. If I'm guessing Army height and weight standards like I lived, for 5'6", I think 170 is the Army's max without having to be taped. I don't know if I'll see 170. I'll probably look anorexic if I was 170, but I'm thinking 180, 185 is probably where my body will plateau at. Then I can go into kind of a maintenance mode. But at this point, I just keep eating meat, and about every 3 to 5 days, another pound comes off. I also mentioned videos, like I'm not out there working out, running marathons or anything like that, but I do some exercises. It's not crazy. I have a 25-pound kettlebell, and I've got a pretty simple routine that I try to do most evenings. I've got one of the walking style treadmills, and occasionally I'll get on that and do a couple miles. But I'm not out there lifting my body weight. I'm not out there, running obstacle courses. I'm putting some physical activity in my daily routine, and I'm eating meat. So there's no secret pill that's gonna make you skinny. There's no magic wand to wave to do this. If you eat what God made, your body's gonna be blessed by it. But if you eat what man made, it's not gonna work out. So that's the way I kind of look at it, is God made meat, and the meat's doing me right. So that's what I'm gonna go with. It's my life now, my lifestyle. And it hasn't been hard. It really hasn't been hard to find, like going out to eat. We used to go out to eat a lot. I didn't realize how much money we were spending on eating out. We were eating so much of our money. So now when we do go out for a treat, it's not difficult to find places that will serve you just the meat portion of whatever the entree is, or something like that. One of our mainstays, we go, it's Five Guys, and they'll do bunless and don't ask questions. They put it in a tray for you, and you just eat it, and that's perfectly fine. Arby's does the same. They now make a burger, and you can do it a la carte there. Get burger patties. They actually do bone-in, skin-on chicken. I've gotten that from there before. The things I have to watch out for are the chicken places that do a lot of breading. That really kind of messes with my guts. But rotisserie cooked or anything like that, I tend to handle fine. But for the most part, we eat at home. We cook it ourselves. So I hope that this is beneficial. If you are interested in the carnivore diet, if you are interested in changing your health, if you're interested in wanting to feel better. Yes, there's weight loss in this process, but I can't emphasize enough how much you will feel better. When you get up in the morning and you don't have aches and pains, when you can walk down the steps without having to pause, when you can do your daily routine without being winded, when you don't have to sleep with a CPAP machine on your face anymore, you feel better. And that's all I got. I hope this answered your questions. I hope that if you do have more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Reach out if you got questions. If I don't have the answer, I can point you to someone who probably does. And just start to feel better. Just do what you got to do to feel better. Thanks, guys. God bless.